Don had recently asked, the Power Options software seems very powerful with much functionality. How long does it generally take to be able to use it for optimal benefit? Well, we feel that it will not take that long to become proficient in the Power Options tools. We want to start first with taking the 2-week free trial to get access to the site, the various tools, education, and more. When you have the time to start your 14-day free trial, make a commitment to learn the tools. And although we support over 23 of the most commonly used option strategies on Power Options, you want to focus your attention to just the 1 or 2 strategies that apply to your account and your trading plan right now. First step, take the 14-day free trial. Just go to Power Options, put in your name and email address, no credit card required. This will give you access to the real-time service. So every time you submit a search or look at an option chain, you're seeing the numbers and calculations at that very instant. You'll also have 3 months access to the historical data. So you'll have pretty much access to every tool on the site for 23 of the most commonly used option strategies. But again, you want to focus on the main ones and don't get distracted with all the bells and whistles. What do I mean by a time commitment? Once you've set aside that you're ready to start your free trial, once you've got access, try to set aside 30 minutes to an hour each day, minimum of maybe 3 hours or 5 hours per week. Get your hands dirty. Go into the search tool, adjust the criteria, see how that affects the results. Enter positions, whether they're real or not, into the portfolio to get used to the tracking and managing and setting alerts in the powerful portfolio tools. Follow the help videos in the individual tools. You're going to be looking at tools that most apply to you, and in most of those tools, there's going to be a help video section with small videos to help you get used to that tool itself. When you first start your trial, you'll be able to take a tour and you'll have access to the webinars. And of course, which webinars would best apply? Well, first, let's talk about the tools that most apply. It's imperative to get familiar with the search tool. This powerful patented tool allows you to adjust the criteria to find only those positions in a given strategy that match your risk-reward tolerance. We have several defaults in each strategy for you to use as a stepping stone to help create your own search, whether it's in covered calls, spread positions, calendar spreads, iron condors, straddles and strangles, and much more. Start using that portfolio tool to track and manage your trades. You can create as many portfolios as you want, paper trades, or you can enter your own tools to see the rollout opportunities, management ideas, before and after pictures, and much more. Inside the search tool, the option chain, and other tools for analyzing positions, you'll use the More Information button to further research and analyze the stocks or the options. You want to set up the stock chart. You want to follow the links to other tools for comparison and analyze and get familiar with the profit and loss chart, or what we call the custom spread. Now, the help videos and which webinars, again, we go into any search tool, we go into any search by symbol, the option chain, the profit and loss chart or custom spread tool, or the portfolio, you'll see a help videos button at the top of the page. When you click on that, you'll see a menu of different instructions for the different levels and different aspects you can use in that tool. Most of these are fairly short, 3 to 8 minutes long. They'll help you get started and help you get going. Now, the webinars you want to watch when you get started using the Power Options trial, just click Free Webinars underneath the main Home tab and start in the Power Options Tools sections. The best ones is to start with the direct tools we just mentioned that we feel you're going to be using. Scroll down that list in the Power Options Tools menu and take a look at these 3 webinars from October of 2018. The Power Options Screener, Researching and Analyzing a New Options Position Using the Power Options Tools, and the Portfolio Tools to Enhance Your Trading. Those are likely going to be the 3 most used tools in Power Options once you get going and you become very proficient. And of course, you want to take advantage of free support. You can call the office during market hours. You can send us an email at any time. And of course, trial members or subscribers can schedule a coaching session through the free coaching link underneath the main home tab. What is a coaching session? It's just a 35 to 45-minute phone conversation with myself or Ernie. We will walk you through the tools on the site, answer any questions that you have about the criteria, setting up a search to meet your needs, basic strategy discussion, and much more. We can even talk about what strategies do match your goals and risk tolerance. Keep in mind, it's not just one and done. You can have as many sessions as you want during your free trial or as a subscriber to PowerOptions. So while you're going through the tools on your own time, you're setting that commitment to yourself. We're here for you at any time to make sure you're going the right direction, answer any questions that you have, or if you're creating a search and you're just not seeing the results you expect, we'll guide you through that as well. But it is important when you start your trial to focus on one or two strategies that apply to you. Ask yourself, why did you initially come to PowerOptions? Well, to get the best tools on the market, of course, but also to make money. And you likely already have a strategy in mind. So during your 14-day free trial, it's important to focus on the ins and outs and using the tools for that strategy that you already have knowledge of. This also might appeal to what are you approved to trade. If you're in a restricted account and you're only on level 1 or level 2 trading, you don't want to waste your time looking at the iron condor search on PowerOptions or short straddles or short strangles that are maybe up to level 3 or level 4 trading. Don't go down the rabbit hole just because there's 23 different strategies available to you. Master those first few important tools in the strategy you know and you're familiar with, and then that knowledge will filter down as you start to learn more strategies and become even more proficient with the tools on PowerOptions. Don't get distracted. We know it's easy to get distracted. Learn the important tools in your preferred strategies first. You're going to want to learn more, and we encourage that. Our education on the different strategies will help when you are ready, when you've got the basics already down, and have become fairly proficient in the various search tools, analysis tools, and more. And we are human too. We know distractions are inevitable. Life happens. Life finds a way to interrupt our grand plans and our commitments. And that's not a problem. The trial time can be extended if needed. If something comes up, unavoidable, you start your trial and you weren't able to access it in the first 8 to 10 days, no problem. We'll make sure that that gets extended for you so you have full use for 14 days to get used to the tools. We know the tools are a little different. The layout is different than what you might be used to at your broker or at another services. And at first, it may seem like drinking from a fire hose. That's why it's important to follow the guidelines we just outlined to help you master the important tools in the strategies you know and the strategies you're going to be applying. To get you to become proficient in using those tools to help master your trades, management techniques, and more. Not just becoming dangerous to trade, but becoming proficient to trade using our patented tools. And encourage you to take in further interaction, not only with the tools themselves, but through the coaching sessions, phone calls, email questions, and more. That's going to help you to get going to use PowerOptions to the optimal benefit for your trading plan and your goals. So to start off, take the leap. Start your trial. Follow the steps, making a commitment to learn the tools and focusing just on the 1 or 2 strategies that apply to you. Just go to powerop.com, put in your name and email address. We'll send you a password, and you can start your 14-day free trial when you are ready. No credit card required. And what happens after the 14-day free trial? Well, let's jump to a recent live question on the different subscription levels after the PowerOptions trial is complete. So I wanted to come back here for Raj, and Raj says, can you talk a bit about subscriptions and why you think delayed service is so popular? And what is he referring to there? Normally in my webinars, at the end of the webinars, or if you talk to Ernie during a coaching session, you talk to Greg, you get an email from Greg or one of the other staff members, you're going to, if you ask a question about subscriptions, we'll tell you right off the bat that the delayed service is the most popular service that we offer. It seems to be it's where most of our subscribers are, so what Raj is saying. Why is this one? Well, the end of day service doesn't get access to some of the picks of the day, the search results by email, some basic things that are included with the delayed service. But even if you're learning, if you're actively trading positions and you're trying to track them in the portfolio to see how the options perform using only end of day data can be frustrating. You're in a stock, you're tracking it as a paper trade. You want us to know when your triggers were hit. You know that you've seen in the news that the stock has moved up 12%, 8% today. You're still looking at yesterday's close prices. This is a great tool. I mean, the end of day service, I have a lot of customers using it. They're happy using the portfolio unit. They set the real-time alerts on their broker. They're able to still track and roll their positions for great accounting. They do their searches after hours. A couple gentlemen I talked to that are out in the down under, down in Australia, some that are across the pond for me, over in Europe. They do their research at night and then put in their trades, but well before the market opens to see if they get those filled in the morning when they're asleep and our markets open here. Okay, but it is missing some of those other things, search results of email picks of the day. Even I think the portfolio alerts aren't available in the end of day service. The delayed data, it's updated every 12 to 15 minutes, maybe less actually, with some faster performances we've been doing. You get access to the picks of the day that Ernie traded. You get the search results by email. You get the portfolio alerts as well. But you're also seeing your portfolio changes, seeing those alerts get triggered on a timely basis. Yes, you have real time at your broker most likely, but in this case, you're still getting timely updates. I can search during the day and not be too far off, even if you're trading weekly options, and you're not seeing that as well. The historical service, well, it's everything in the 20-minute delayed, but you want to do some back testing. What we just showed, an illustrated for Raphael with the short straddle positions. How can I go back and see, well, in the last 3 months, if I had done an SPY short straddle 100 days or done it 3 times in 30 days, yeah, it took me 10, 12 minutes to do it, but we gave him a perfect example and showed him the monetary comparison of where he would be. And if you want to do back testing of that nature, would you have been more successful using 90% deep in the money bull call debits that we talked about earlier for Terry, or 90% probability out of the money bull put credit spreads versus 80% or versus 70% with a 30% return? You could run those scenarios over 3, 4, 5 month period. That's what the historical gives you. Most of the customers there, Raj, they'll be in the 65 and they'll want to test something. They'll let us know. They'll upgrade to the $100 the historical for 2 months, maybe 3 months, get most of their testing done, and then go back to the delayed service. Of course, I think honestly, I have more customers in real time than I do of end of day, but both of them, as I mentioned, are less than the delayed service. There's a lot of investors, subscribers we have at PowerOptions that are doing more actively trading than I am. They're opening regular, weekly credit spreads, weekly covered calls, weekly naked puts. They may be even doing those weekly short straddles or short strangles, and they have very stringent management techniques, and they're on top of it all day. They're on it more than I am. They have more usage technically than I do. And those are the investors that are in the real-time service. The premium, it gives you everything that's on real time, of course, plus access to the historical, which is only available on those 2 levels, the historical and the premium, and the programmer interface if you want to interact with our data. Not many people are using that, but there's more than a dozen easily. It might even be 2 dozen that are using that, I believe, the API interface in that case to interact with the data. So that's the difference, and I think most people are just comfortable in the delayed service. They're trading, maybe multiple trades at a time, but they're only using it maybe 2 or 3 times a week. They've got real time at their broker, real time alerts set. They have their alerts set in our portfolio tools as well. So they've got the search down. They have their searches already programmed. They're comfortable with the portfolio tools. They don't necessarily need the real time. They're also probably more conservative, doing deeper in the money covered calls and the married put positions. So it's not something that needs to be looked at every 20 minutes or every 30 minutes where real time is a major factor. You're doing weekly credit spreads. You're doing 2-day or 3-day out spreads on SPY or QQQ, now that they offer the Monday, Wednesday, and Friday series. You have stringent management techniques. You're doing highly leveraged positions. You want the real time, so you're getting the search results at that instant. You're not wasting time trying to chase a midpoint price with your broker for these really short-term spreads and things of that nature, Raj. And that's why I think delayed is the most important, is that I don't think, we have many subscribers who I mentioned who are very, very active and are on the site more than I am. look at more data and blow through more trades in their portfolio, rolling and adjusting, than I do in a given week or a given month, even in that case. And those are the ones that are closer into the real time. But those investors who are still doing, 20, 30 trades per month, but they're doing more conservative positions that aren't needed to be watched on a regular basis, and they're still hitting their targets, they're the ones that are going into the delayed service.